All right, what up, though, and welcome back to Detroit Sports Report, brought to you by Detroit Hustling Business. You know what it is. All right, well, listen, week 6 is in the books. Detroit Lions are back in the win column. You know it. I called it. I said Detroit would get a convincing win last week, and of course, that's exactly what happened. Detroit goes off to a win, 34-16, to go to 2-3 on the season. All right, well, listen, this is what we were talking about. We said coming out the bye week, we had to get a win. We had to. Number one, because we were 1-3. Number two, we were playing the Jacksonville Jags. So we just could not come out flat-footed and not get this win. It would just, we couldn't do that. And for everybody who, listen, we know the coach, the man with the pencil, Matt Patricia, he was on the hot seat. And some people, obviously some people did not want to get this win just because they wanted him out of here. And there was definitely a big rumor going on saying if we would have lost this game, Patricia was going to be gone, flat out, just gone, right, after this week. But that didn't happen. So I know some people are kind of mad because we won and he's going to stay here because obviously that just secures his job. Let's be real about it. I don't really know how to feel about that. I want to get the win. Obviously, I would rather just go on a winning streak, try to slide into the playoffs, and, we'll deal with Matt Patricia when the season's over. Me personally, that's what I'd rather happen. And I say that because I know with our schedule, that's very possible. I know we can put together a 5-2, maybe a 6-1 streak right now after the bye. And so far, so good. We started off right, 1-0. So we'll get into all that. We'll get into the hot seat with the coach and all that on another video. Right now, we're just going to talk about the game. Let's break it down. Let's talk about some stats. Let's talk about what we saw in the game. And we're going to kick it on that today. And we are going to celebrate this win flat out. All right. So like I said, we're going to break the game down. I'm going to get into some offensive stats real quick, and then we're going to talk about the whole thing. So make sure you stay for the whole video. And also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the video, comment. Let's get this thing rolling. All right. So Matthew Stafford, he was 19-31. He threw for 223 yards. 19-31 was also 61% completion percentage. So that's good. It can be better, but still good. He had a touchdown and an interception. So solid day by Matthew Stafford. We got Deandre Swift. Big day, player of the game. Deandre Swift, and they finally used him. Like I said, get this brother involved and he will show up. And this is what I've been trying to tell you. All right, so he had 14 carries, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Listen, do you hear what I said? 14 carries, 160 yards. That's an 8.3 yards per carry average. Listen, that's like top of the league right there, man. That's impressive. Really, really solid. All right, we had Adrian Peterson. He ran the ball 15 times, 40 yards. He had a big touchdown in the first quarter. Shout out to you, AP. Receiving the ball, the man of the day was Kenny Galladay. He had 14 catches for 105 yards, and we needed every one of them. He had a couple of big catches, like a 40-something yard catch that led to a touchdown. So that was big. That was big, and he looked real good today, Kenny Galladay. And then you had T.J. Hockenson. He only had 2 catches for 17 yards. Marvin Jones, Marvin Hall, they didn't really do much, so nothing to talk about there. But I do want to say, listen, man, I'm going to keep beating this drum, I'm telling you. Detroit Lions, I shout out to you. Matt Patricia, Darrell Bevel, you guys obviously was watching my show because you did a lot of the things I've been talking about. So shout out to you guys for watching the show. I appreciate the love. But listen, Deandre Swift, that's one of my keys to the game was getting Deandre Swift involved. So I'm satisfied on that end. But the second element to this equation, you got to get T.J. Hockenson more involved, okay? He had a touchdown. You went to him in the red zone, so you did what you're supposed to do. Stafford, whoever called the play. But 2 catches is just not acceptable, man. This is good enough to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. You understand? But it's not good enough to move forward to beat higher level of competition. So we have to work on that. We have to implement him into this offense somehow, some way. So I'm going to keep calling for that until you get it done. We got to get that done. T.J. Hockenson, I need double-digit catches next week. And it's not on you, T.J., because they're not going to you. So whatever you got to do, Detroit Lions, get that boy more involved because we need the Deandre Swift, T.J. Hockenson duo to really be one of the most dangerous teams in the league. So get that done for me, please, and do it ASAP against Atlanta Falcons. Hopefully. All right. So, yeah, that's some of the main keys. That's the only notable stats on the offensive side. So let's talk about the game because I was actually impressed. I ain't going to lie. I was kind of impressed. I was impressed on the offensive side of the ball in the defensive side of the ball. And I'm going to tell you why I was so impressed, because the word of the day is consistency. And that's what it was. They were consistent. They played 4 quarters of football today. And that's what it was. And when we do that, we're going to get wins. The reason why we lost 3 out of the first 4 games is because we didn't put 4 quarters of football together. We would come out the gate swinging, put together a nice couple touchdown drives, and then we'll cool off and not do nothing for 2 quarters, maybe try to put some garbage points in the 4th quarter. And that's a recipe for disaster, and that's why we were 1-3. But today, we did what we're supposed to do, and we put together a whole game today. And so we got to give credit where credit is due, and that is a lot on the coaching staff. But, I mean, obviously the players get the most love because they're the ones on the football field really putting it together. But you listen, the coaching staff, they went to the drawing board. They did some self-reflection. So Patricia, Beverly, and all them boys, they did what they were supposed to do. They put a 4-quarter game plan together, and it worked beautifully. So let's give them the credit that they deserve this week. So that's what they did. And just to prove that point, like offensively, if you look at the whole breakdown of the game, they scored a touchdown in every quarter. Every quarter. They didn't sleep for no quarter. They scored in the first quarter, a touchdown. They scored a touchdown in a field goal, second quarter. They scored a touchdown in the third quarter. Then they scored a touchdown and a field goal in the fourth quarter. So that's what it was, consistent through the whole game. And we really put it together. So I'm very, very impressed by that. Very satisfied. So we got to celebrate that. So that's what it was. And also on the defensive side, they were really getting pressure on, what's his name? Oh, the mustache man, Gardner Minshew. They were getting pressure on him all game. I mean, it's not. I mean, we did have the interception. Shout out Deron Harmon. I see you, boy. You got the big interception. Minshew floated it up. He went up, made a really nice play. So I see you, Deron Harmon. But other than that, like I said, we were getting a lot of pressure. I don't think we got a lot of sacks today, and we only had the 1 interception. But these are things that don't show up in the stat sheet. When you see it with your eyes and pay attention, the pressure was always there. I mean, we had 4 quarterback hits. We had multiple other pressures that led to the quarterback making mistakes. It led to incompletions, throwaways, and just bad throws and bad decisions by Gardner Minshew. And this is what the pressure created. So those things don't show up in the stat sheet, but you can see it with your eyes. And they really got pressure on him all game, all 4 quarters. And I mean, listen, was it perfect? No, it wasn't perfect. You know, he's the quarterback Minshew still made some plays. He kind of made some big plays. But, I mean, that's going to happen in the course of a game. I mean, we're not the 85 Bears. We're not the early 2000 Baltimore Ravens defense. So we can't just completely shut you down. But we did. I mean, listen, as far as this season, best game of the season. I mean, period. Best game of the season when it comes to the defensive pressure that we had and on the offensive side. So it was a complete game. I was very satisfied on what I saw because why? This is what you're supposed to do against the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know, they didn't slip up. They didn't come out flat-footed. They didn't come out just lollygagging and all that. They played ball. They were intense. They were making plays. They were bringing pressure. They were making plays on the offensive side. And listen, that's why I said I'm very impressed with this win, and I'm satisfied with it. And we're going to take it. We're going to celebrate it. And this is what we got to do. We got to bottle this up, take this to Atlanta next week, and just what they say, rinse, repeat. And just do that. And you do that, you'll compete with the Atlanta Falcons of the world. You can compete with the Green Bays, the Chicagos of the world, the Tampa Bays of the world. You can do that if you just put together a 4-quarter game plan. And that's what I say. Just do that and we'll be all right. So, yeah, we did it. Listen, like I said in my last video, if you haven't watched it, go check it out. My video titled, Will the Lions Go 6-1 After the Bye? And listen, they're proving me right. They started off just the way I said. I didn't say we're going to come. We might struggle and get a last-second win. I didn't say that. I said, listen, we're going to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars convincingly. I said possibly by double digits. Hey, that's exactly what happened. The game was never in jeopardy. You never looked at this game and thought like, oh man, here we go. They might give it away. No, we was in control of the game from A to Z. It was never a question. We had this game in control. And we got to see more of these type of games because we have the talent to do it. We just got to put it together. So let's do that. But so yeah, that's what we did. Like I said, coming out the bye, this was a favorable game for us, and we have some more coming up. Atlanta Falcons next week. Let's just start there. You know, we're gonna obviously drop a video so we can break that whole game down and see what we got going. But that's our next game. Now, I do think Atlanta is a step up in competition, a level up in competition. I mean, if you see what they just did today, they took care of business. They beat Minnesota handily. And Minnesota just gave Seattle last week a strong game. So they were actually looking really good last week. And they come today, and Atlanta just made them look like a JV team. I mean, honestly. So Atlanta, like I said, is a step up in competition. So it's not just going to be a walk in the park. I'm not gonna predict a double-digit win or anything like that. But I got to go look at some things. And like I said, I'm going to make a video. We're going to break this game down to see what I think about this game coming up. Is it going to be a win? Is it going to be a loss? What are we going to see? We'll see. Make sure you tune into the next video. You got to do that. So, all right, but all my Lions fans, let's do this, man. Let's enjoy this win. Let's celebrate. We got a whole week to celebrate this win. Enjoy this. And we'll get back to business when we play Atlanta. But this is ours. You know, we earned this one, so we can enjoy this one. So that's what it is. Oh, just one more thing I do want to touch on, because this is something I was really paying attention to, because in the first 4 games, Matthew Stafford too many times has been taking big time third down sacks. And if you've been watching my videos, you know how much this drives me crazy. It drives me crazy to see the quarterback continually take third down sacks. But today, no, it didn't happen. And this is what I was so proud to see this, because Matthew Stafford didn't take, he got sacked in the first quarter on a third down, but it was negated by a penalty, so it took it away. On that same drive, it came down to a 3rd and 7, and Stafford dropped back. The pressure came. The defense was there. The defense broke in on the pocket. And what did he do? He broke the pocket, ran for the first down. And this is what I got to see from you. And when I see that, I was very impressed by Stafford. I mean, because you got to do that. You got to, on a third down, if the pressure comes, you got to break the pocket, run. You got to break the pocket, throw it away, get it to something. You got to do something. You got to let the ball go. You just can't take the sack. You cannot take the sack. And he did not do that today. So I was thoroughly impressed by Stafford for not taking the third down sack today, because that's the key of the game that I was really looking forward today. And he didn't let me down on that. So much love to you for that. And you do that moving forward and get away from those third down sacks, then we'll be all right, because we cannot take third down sacks. And he didn't do that today. So keep doing your thing on that tip too. But yeah, other than that, like I said, we put together a full game, man. I was impressed, and I hope everybody out there that was watching too was impressed, just as impressed as I was. Talk to me about the game, man. Leave it in the comments. Tell me what you saw in the game. Tell me some of the things that you were impressed by. Tell me what you think we need to correct, because we didn't play a perfect game. There's still things to correct. So you tell me what you see. I only got 2 sets of eyes, okay? So yeah, hit me up in the comments section. Let me know what you think about all that. Let's get it rolling. Detroit Sports Report. Make sure you tune in for the next video. Obviously, we're going to drop another one breaking down the Atlanta game. I got to drop a video, too, talking about my Live 5 pick, because I got to finish watching the game so I can tell you what my record is. All right? So, again, I'm thoroughly grateful that you guys are tapping in, and make sure you tune in on the next videos as well. All right? So let's enjoy this win. All my Lions fans, salute. Peace and love. I'm going to holler at you next time. We out.